Alright, to give you a bit of structure of how tonight's going to be happening. First of all, we're going to be starting with a panel where we're going to be, we're going to be starting with a speech given by Manika. Awesome person, met her today, and honestly, already fell in love with her charisma. After that, we're going to be transitioning into a panel with four of some of the most brilliant people I've ever met. And after that, we're going to be having a networking event. I'd like to thank some of the people who have actually made this event happen. First of all, I'd like to thank Patrick with Espace Cadeau 4. Lounge Cadeau 4 for being here, for helping us get the space. Secondly, I'd like to thank Manik for being here.
Whatever you want.
Sorry?
No, sorry.
No worries. Very sorry, I'm cleaning up. Did you guys try the kombucha?
Yeah.
If you haven't, it's great. You're missing out. So, Lao Kombucha, thank you for the kombucha. Mud for giving us a shout out on their website about this event. Let Me Talk.ai, Charles Hackman, he's not there yet, he should be here soon. Yann Lajoie Performance, thank you for being here. And finally, I'd like to invite two really important people who have really helped us put this event together. I'd like to invite... Oh my god, sorry. You see, you should use one document for all your notes and not put them in different documents. I'm sorry.
Learning process.
It is a learning process. So yeah, I'd like to have Daniil, Kulayev from Fired Up Enterprises to tell us a bit about their awesome endeavors.
Hello everybody, I own a digital marketing company. Actually, we're doing social medias, websites and videos. And yeah, I know Hugo for a couple of months now, and he's super, really cute, kind guy. And he's doing some very good events, so just what you will see today, I think you will like, everybody, even me. I'm so excited to hear some of the speakers here. I know some of them for a long time, but just today I just met them. So yeah, thank you very much.
Can I please have Eric Boudreault from GoConnexions? Oh, here's Eric.
Oui, merci beaucoup. Bonsoir à tous, mon nom est Eric Boudreault de GoConnexions. Ça fait la 4e année que je bâtis cette belle entreprise en ce moment qui est en train de naître. Au fil des années, j'ai remarqué que j'étais membre dans certains groupes de réseautage, puis il y avait juste un échange de cartes d'affaires. Et j'ai fait une forme d'observation que pour moi, je voulais faire un plus-value envers l'entrepreneuriat. Je voulais faire une différence. Je voulais aller beaucoup plus loin que juste faire des cartes d'affaires, échanger, on ne revoit pas les personnes plus tard. Bien sûr qu'il y a une forme de suivi par la suite, là, je suis d'accord. Mais maintenant, je suis super content parce qu'on est unique. On est la seule entreprise maintenant avec une boutique en ligne. On fait une différence. Et en plus, on a une plateforme web. Puis en plus, on a un podcast qu'on fait depuis quelques temps. Donc, je suis super content de se démarquer autant. Et notre prochaine activité, parce que maintenant, on fait des activités tous les mois dans différentes villes, dans différentes régions. Donc, la semaine prochaine, le 3 décembre, nous serons dans le sud-ouest de Montréal, pour ceux qui sont intéressés. Et on va avoir une conférencière. C'est mon bras droit, finalement. Marie-France No. Donc, de se poser les bonnes questions au bon moment, qui nous permettent de grandir et aller beaucoup plus loin par la suite. Et le 18 décembre, en partenariat avec une autre entreprise similaire à moi, très, très, très similaire, à La Prairie, le 18 décembre, nous devrions être 100 personnes au minimum. Et c'est vraiment génial à cet endroit-là. C'est un endroit d'amusement pour les enfants, les adultes. On va faire des blocs, on va faire un mode d'apprentissage dans le temps des fêtes. Ça va être très, très, très salsa en plus. Et le 19, le lendemain, avec mon ambassadeur qui est ici ce soir, on va être à Repentigny. Et c'est sûr qu'il y a d'autres villes qui sont en train de naître présentement. Je ne peux pas nommer aucune ville présentement ce soir, mais je suis super content. On est en très haute croissance. Merci à tous pour ceux qui nous encouragent. On fait la différence. Merci à tous, c'est vraiment apprécié. Une excellente soirée à tous. Merci.
Can you also please have Patrick up here?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the lounge. As Leon was saying a little bit earlier, this is one of our initiatives to create a physical space for content creators to come together. And now, with our collaboration with the house, we have 2 spaces in the greater Montreal area. So I want to welcome here. We collaborate with a lot of amazing digital communities such as Influencers Unite. This is our, I would say, our first official collaborations, and we have others coming in 2020. But there's also like other communities also that collaborate with us making events here or in Longueuil. And we also do some events also Palais de Congrès, Shopify, and other. We're actually like expanding to other regions right now with all our collaborators moving a little bit around the region. But yes, so this is our first collaboration. We're so happy to be here. And without saying too much, please stick around till the end of the panels and presentations because we're going to play a little game called Mythbusters, which is what we do very often when we have the tirages, the draws to make for our upcoming events or other prizes. And the prize for tonight is our event REC, which, like I said, we're collaborating with Influencers Unite as well, happening on February 29, 2020. REC is a half-day event filled with a bunch of panelists, mastermind, creator labs, experts to help you grow in the creative field. So it's good for entrepreneurs and also people, content creators. And the theme that we have is démarrage entreprise, so starting your business or projects. So if you're looking to be more creative with your content, with your business, you're looking to do branding, you're looking to start a company and you're kind of feeling lost in all these fields, well, we're gonna have a bunch of activities planned out that day. You can come see me during networking if you want to have more details, but the draw is gonna be two creator passes. So 2 people tonight is going to win. Each one a pass worth $90. And yeah, if you're interested to come learn, come see me during the networking and I'll explain to you more what it is and what did you win, or if you want to get a ticket, at least you know what you're in for. So yeah, we're super excited for that. And juste pour vous dire, c'est l'événement qui est bilingue. Donc la première moitié de REC va être en français et la deuxième partie it's going to be in English. So it's good for everyone. So franglais, pretty much, yes. So enjoy the evening and yeah, let's awesome.
Thank you. Now, before we move to the first part of the event, which is the conference, which is the speech by Manika, I want to let you know about our last sponsor. This event is actually also brought to you by you. You guys made this event possible. We've been running around for the past 4 weeks trying to put this together. It's thanks to you guys that you make these events exciting. The sponsors are here for you, not for us. You're the ones that put everything together. You make us stress before this event, running around, trying to get stuff ready, trying to get the kombucha with the bottles there. So just thank you, and I think you all deserve a good round of applause. Thank you.
Merci d'être venu. Avant qu'on passe à la première conférence, c'est un événement en français, c'est the language event. I just want to tell you that we have Jean-Sébastien as a speaker, but he couldn't make it because he had a baby this week, and the little girl is sick, so you understand that family comes first. So we have a wonderful speaker with Manika here, and she's going to speak in French. But just to make sure that he couldn't come, he's very sorry about that. Thank you.
Everyone, welcome Manika. I just met her today, and just from her handshake, at first we didn't know that Jean-Sébastien wasn't coming tonight. Hugo told me 25 minutes before that Jean-Sébastien wasn't able to make it, and I knew that just from the first handshake I gave Manika that she was going to be a great speaker. So trust us, this is going to be great. Thank you.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Merci pour l'invitation. Merci Patrick pour l'invitation. Merci Hugo. Je me présente, Manika Gaudet. Je suis designer et aussi fondatrice de ma collection Manika Fashion, que vous pourrez voir plus tard et dont je vais vous parler plus tard. Tout d'abord, j'aimerais savoir, dans l'assistance, combien de personnes aimeraient lancer leur entreprise dans le monde de la mode ici ce soir? OK. Nice, quand même. Et combien l'ont peut-être déjà lancé? OK. Ben, ça s'en vient. Ça s'en vient. Mon prénom donc, est Manika. C'est un prénom unique. Et je pense que c'est peut-être un peu ça qui m'a inspiré ma collection à caractère unique. Mais tout d'abord, j'aimerais vous parler un peu de mon processus, comment j'en suis rendue là, mes inspirations, et puis mon cheminement pour devenir designer et entrepreneur. Donc, tout d'abord, moi, j'ai toujours été très créative. Quand j'étais jeune, donc, je créais mes robes, c'est un peu cliché, mais je créais mes robes avec des Kleenex, mais les robes de mes poupées avec des Kleenex. Je faisais toutes sortes de choses très créatives, donc je savais que j'allais m'en aller vers quelque chose de créatif. J'ai commencé à étudier en art visuel. Donc, j'ai fait mes études en art visuel. Et il y avait quelque chose en moi qui était un petit peu trop organisé. Et juste l'idée de m'en aller en tant qu'artiste visuel, j'étais pas capable de comprendre exactement ce que j'allais faire avec ça. Donc, c'est là où je me suis tournée vers un art appliqué. Donc, la mode, donc un art appliqué où je voyais, oui, OK, je pourrais avoir un métier avec ça, je pourrais gagner ma vie. Donc, j'ai fait mes études au campus Notre-Dame-de-Foix en mode. Ça fait un petit bout de temps. Donc, j'ai fait mes études et puis là, tout de suite après, j'ai décroché un emploi dans l'industrie de la mode à Montréal. Moi, j'étais à Québec et je suis venue tout de suite pour travailler dans l'industrie de la mode. J'ai pas commencé tout de suite comme designer, mais j'ai fait un peu tous les départements pour devenir designer pour une compagnie dans l'industrie de la mode. Là, on parle il y a 20 ans maintenant. Donc, j'étais dans une des compagnies situées sur Chabanel. Je ne sais pas si vous connaissez un peu la cité de la mode. Donc, et est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui peut me dire, il y a eu un changement majeur dans les années 90 dans le monde de la mode. Et est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui peut me dire le changement majeur qui a affecté toute l'industrie de la mode, au niveau mondial, mais aussi à Montréal? L'Internet, oui, c'est sûr que ça, c'est un changement majeur, en effet. Tout à fait. Oui, tout à fait. Et il y a aussi, le gouvernement canadien a laissé tomber les quotas d'importation. Donc, ça, à ce moment-là, moi, quand je commençais à travailler pour la compagnie, on faisait pratiquement 75% localement. En 3 ans, ça a changé du tout au tout. C'est-à-dire que comme le gouvernement a laissé tomber les quotas, ça permettait à n'importe quelle compagnie d'importer les vêtements au Canada. Donc, on comprend que les pays avec la main-d'œuvre moins chère ont profité de cette opportunité-là. Et ça a été vraiment difficile pour beaucoup de compagnies, et même, entre autres, les compagnies de textiles qui ont fermé. On a vu ça fermer là, en genre 10-15 ans. Ça a été vraiment difficile. Donc, ça a été difficile aussi pour les entreprises de mode. Ils ont dû s'adapter. La majorité se sont tournés vers l'importation. Donc, faire en Chine, faire dans les pays où ça coûte moins cher. Et moi, à ce moment-là, j'étais là. Pendant mon passage dans l'industrie de la mode, j'y ai travaillé pendant 12 ans. J'ai appris beaucoup. En tant que designer, je pense que c'est quelque chose de vraiment très bon de passer par l'industrie parce qu'on comprend toutes sortes de choses. Et en fait, ce que moi, j'ai vécu, c'est que lorsqu'on est un designer en industrie, notre but, dans le fond, c'est d'amener un peu tout le monde vers les tendances de masse. Ou, si vous voulez, les tendances qui sont dictées à la base. Donc, moi, j'ai aimé tenter l'expérience. Par contre, c'est là où, à un moment, ça me dérangeait un peu parce que, comme personnalité créative, moi, mon but, c'est plutôt l'inverse. C'est-à-dire que moi, ce que j'aime, c'est regarder quelqu'un et dire « Ah, wow, tu t'habilles, puis ça reflète ta personnalité. » Donc, dans le milieu de l'industrie de la mode, moi, je ne me trouvais pas à ma place. Il y avait le côté entrepreneur que je vivais. Je faisais toutes sortes de choses à côté, mais c'était principalement le fait que moi, je ne voulais pas amener tout le monde à des tendances. Moi, je voulais plutôt amener chaque personne à refléter sa personnalité propre, donc unique. Puis donc, c'est ça. Donc, il y a environ 6 ans, j'ai décidé de me lancer à mon compte. J'ai commencé par faire beaucoup de contrats de design. Je suis devenue aussi styliste personnalisé. Puis, je ne sais pas si vous connaissez probablement le métier de styliste personnalisé, c'est-à-dire personal shopper. C'est quelqu'un qui va aider les gens, par exemple, qui n'ont pas le temps, ou qui n'ont pas le goût, ou qui ne savent pas s'habiller, qui va les aider à, non pas de changer leur style, mais de prendre leur style et d'aller plus loin vers ce qui leur ressemble. Donc, j'ai fait ça pendant un moment. Et à un moment, j'ai voulu donner un cadeau à une de mes amies qui est animatrice télé et je ne savais pas qu'est-ce que j'allais lui donner, mais je savais que je voulais lui donner quelque chose d'unique. Donc, c'est là où je me suis dit, je vais lui faire un tableau. Et tout d'un coup, je me suis dit, ben, je vais faire un dessin sur un vêtement, comme je suis designer. Donc, j'ai fait un vêtement et je l'ai peint dessus. Donc, j'ai recoupé mes deux passions ensemble et je lui ai offert. Et cette amie l'a porté, en fait, à la télévision. Et je lui en ai refait. Puis après ça, elle m'a regardé puis elle m'a dit, « Ah, ben, t'as jamais pensé faire quelque chose avec ça. » C'est là où ça m'a vraiment fait réfléchir parce qu'aujourd'hui, on est dans une société beaucoup plus individualiste et une société de gens qui veulent être uniques. Donc, ça s'applique dans tout, à tous les niveaux, mais également dans la mode. Donc, et comme la mode a changé beaucoup dans la façon dont les gens magasinent, donc à cause, entre autres, de l'Internet, les boutiques ont souffert. Je me suis dit, si je lance ma collection, je vais trouver une façon de le faire qui va refléter, mes valeurs, qui va refléter aussi le caractère unique. Donc, c'est comme ça que j'ai commencé à peindre sur les vêtements. Donc, c'est la base de ma collection. Je le fais de deux façons. Je fais les vêtements et je les peins, mais je demande également aux gens qui le veulent de m'apporter leurs vêtements pour aller vers, si vous voulez, empêcher la surconsommation. Parce que souvent, il y a des gens qui vont avoir 8 robes noires ou 8 jackets noirs. Puis, ben, à un moment donné, on met tout le temps le même. Mais moi, je peux prendre un de leurs jackets noirs et revamper, refaire un style qui leur ressemble. Et ça se fait de tous les genres, c'est-à-dire ça peut être très excentrique comme ça peut être plus standard. Je peux même les personnaliser, je peux faire des logos, des choses comme ça. Donc, ça ouvre beaucoup de portes et ça va vraiment dans les valeurs éthiques également. Donc, protégeons la planète, réutilisons, donc un peu le recyclage si vous voulez. Donc, j'ai une ligne de vêtements pour femmes. Il y a 1 an de ça, j'ai créé ma ligne de vêtements pour hommes que vous pourrez voir. Parce que dans le monde masculin, aujourd'hui, ça fait quand même quelques temps qu'on voit que ça émerge. C'est-à-dire que les hommes aussi, avant c'était très conservateur, maintenant les hommes aussi veulent s'affirmer dans leur style. Et donc, je trouvais que c'était le bon moment pour commencer à vous aider, messieurs, à devenir uniques.
Bravo.
Merci. Donc c'est ma collection, c'est mon cheminement, c'est mon inspiration. Ma collection s'appelle Manika Fashion. Vous pouvez me trouver sur les réseaux, entre autres Facebook, sur Manika Fashion Collection. Et sur Instagram, non, pardon, Facebook, c'est Manika Fashion et Instagram, c'est Manika Fashion Collection. Il me reste encore du temps? 5 minutes. Quand on part une ligne ou une collection à caractère unique ou n'importe quoi qui est à caractère unique, donc de niche, si on peut dire. C'est sûr qu'on fait face à des challenges, en bon français, parce qu'on ne peut pas faire notre distribution de la même façon que tout le monde. Au début, bon, j'ai essayé de rentrer dans les différentes boutiques de designers, mais je me suis rendu compte assez vite que ça ne pouvait pas être vendu exactement comme une ligne, si vous voulez, standard. Donc, c'est là où j'ai commencé à adapter mon style de distribution. Je le fais en ligne, entre autres, mais je le fais également dans des événements privés. J'organise des événements où je peux aussi inviter les gens à voir ce que je fais, à parler de ce que je fais. Je me promène aussi dans les différents salons. C'est un peu tout ça. Je vends aussi un peu en boutique, mais ça me prend des boutiques qui offrent un service, disons, plus personnalisé. Donc, une boutique où on a une expérience, par exemple, et où la personne, si c'est pas moi, peut vraiment rencontrer la personne, refléter ses goûts, son style. Et après ça, ben moi, c'est là où je rentre en jeu et puis je peux faire un vêtement unique. Alors, je ne sais pas s'il y a quelqu'un qui a des questions par rapport à tout ça. Allez, j'aime ça répondre aux questions.
Exemple, un saut pour vendre, tu fais ça aussi?
Oui.
Moi, je fais un jeu saut, tu me fais ça super beau avec mes logos et tout?
Je peux faire ça exactement comme tu me dis. Ouais. J'en ai fait d'ailleurs des logos. Tu sais, je fais des logos pour des gens qui veulent faire des salons, par exemple, mais aussi, ça peut être très subtil. Tu sais, ça peut être. J'ai même fait les initiales de quelqu'un, puis ça fait très stylé, ça fait très beau, très coloré. Donc, c'est sûr que moi, ben oui, ma collection. C'est une des choses que je me suis rendu compte aussi en étant entrepreneur, c'est que quand j'étais en industrie, plutôt employée par quelqu'un, je me suis rendu compte, puis c'est ce qui me buguait un peu, c'est qu'on doit toujours adopter les valeurs de l'entreprise. Et quand ça ne concorde pas avec tes valeurs, ben, c'est là où tu as un problème. Mais là, en ayant ma propre collection, ma propre entreprise, j'arrive à appliquer mes valeurs. Et les valeurs de Manika Fashion, c'est dans le fond d'être unique, l'unicité, c'est la diversité aussi. J'habille tous les corps, tous les genres, toutes les religions, toutes les ethnies. Pour moi, c'est très important, puis je le reflète aussi dans mes défilés, je le reflète dans mes photos, dans ce que je fais. Alors, j'ai pu, par le biais de mon entreprise, aussi aller chercher mes valeurs, qui étaient importantes pour moi. Oui?
Est-ce que tu collabores avec des influenceurs pour promouvoir ton brand?
Je comprends pas la question.
Est-ce qu'elle collabore avec des influenceurs pour...
Si je collabore avec des influenceurs pour promouvoir mon brand, oui, tout à fait. Moi, c'est sûr que, justement, en lançant mes collections, j'ai été aussi vers les personnalités publiques. Donc, j'ai habillé beaucoup de personnalités. D'ailleurs, récemment, le chanteur Jonas a porté mon jacket. Pour moi, c'est sûr que c'est des gens qui ont des personnalités qui mettent de l'avant. Alors, c'est sûr que c'est gagnant pour moi d'aller chercher ces personnes-là.
Mais quand tu parles des personnalités publiques, c'est des gens connus
sur les réseaux sociaux, entre autres.
Okay.
Mais ça peut être, par exemple, Philippe Lemieux, que j'ai habillé, Angelo Cadet, des gens qui sont aussi mis à l'avant sur télévision, etc. Oui.
Puis, une dernière chose, est-ce que ça t'a commis par rapport à tes ventes, est-ce que tu as eu une croissance en travaillant avec les influenceurs?
Ben, en fait, je l'ai fait un peu avec les influenceurs, mais peut-être pas assez. C'est sûr que, tu sais, il n'y a peut-être pas des ventes directes, mais un peu comme les défilés de mode, il faut quand même être capable d'analyser les ventes indirectes. Mais je ne l'ai pas fait assez pour vraiment avoir une bonne idée de ce que ça peut apporter, là. Ouais. Mais par contre, au niveau, je dirais, des artistes, pour moi, ça a été gagnant. Oui. Ouais.
Il faudrait que tu aies des LinkedIn influencers, ça fait mieux.
Ouais, c'est peut-être une bonne idée, en effet.
Il y a des questions ici.
Oui.
Je veux juste savoir, quand tu as lancé ton entreprise, c'était quoi qui était le plus difficile au début?
Ah oui. Bon, oui. Une chose, dans le monde de la mode, parce que je dirais c'est entre autres particulier au monde de la mode, pour faire une différence, par exemple, parce que dans les milieux artistiques, dans les milieux créatifs, moi j'ai travaillé en cinéma, j'ai travaillé en art, et en mode. Pour dire, au niveau de la mode, c'est très difficile d'aller chercher des subventions. Là, maintenant, mode aide beaucoup les designers, mais du temps où moi j'ai commencé, c'était vraiment difficile. Donc, tu devenais entrepreneur, donc à ton compte. Les banques, c'est plus vraiment tes amis. Puis, il n'y a pas de subvention. Donc, comment je fais pour aider à me refinancer? Parce que quand on travaille dans le milieu de la mode, il y a toujours une certaine réalité qu'il faut que tu dépenses beaucoup, tout d'un coup, pour tes tissus, si tu fais coudre, payer les gens, etc. Et tu ne sais pas exactement quand tu vas regagner cet argent-là. Donc, tu sais, c'est quand même un challenge à ce niveau-là. Donc, moi, je l'ai fait en travaillant beaucoup, en faisant des contrats, pouvoir réinvestir dans ma compagnie, puis d'aller chercher le plus possible de love money. Love money, c'est-à-dire les gens qui veulent me financer ou m'aider, parce que c'est clair que c'est une difficulté dans le monde de la mode, contrairement, par exemple, en cinéma, où il y a des subventions, les artistes visuels ont des subventions, peuvent appliquer. Dans le monde de la mode, c'est pas très développé. Oui. Merci beaucoup. Et si jamais vous avez des questions, je vais être là, viendrez me voir plus tard.
I'd like to invite Bianca Rizzuto, Dany Dao, Yulia Ivanova, and Carmelo, Giuseppe, Preziuso.
That's your one. I like your name, by the way.
What's going to happen is that I'm going to be asking a question, and each one of you is going to be answering them. Don't feel shy to share personal details, to get people to understand, to really get the core out of your message. Don't be shy to share numbers. All those things.
We want to know the numbers.
Exactly. So just to give the audience a bit of context, can you tell me in like 1 minute a bit about you, like where you came from? Did you grow up here? What was your journey in college up until the point that you started your company or whatever business you're working on, and that you're sitting here tonight? Carmelo, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Hi everyone, my name is Carmelo and I'm currently a student at Concordia. I'm studying economics. So my journey into, let's say, the men's street style fashion influencing thing started in 2012, 2013 when Instagram first started to pop up. I started to go to school downtown, so that's where I started to see a lot of the way people dressed, and it kind of, it influenced me actually. And when mood boards on Pinterest started to become a thing, I drew inspiration from there. So I started just posting photos on Instagram when it was really, really small. And I would just post daily photos and did that for a few years, and started with just my iPhone, and now here we are. So.
Hi, so my name is Bianca, and I'm born and raised in Montreal. So I actually hated fashion when I was younger. I thought it was super materialistic. I thought, oh my God, that's not an industry I would like to be in. But then as I got older and needed to find a job downtown because I went to Dawson College, I applied to my favorite retail store. And then from there, at the age of 21, I ended up managing a clothing store called Kuka. And from there, I met so many people that I realized needed help finding fashion, like what fits good on me, what looks good. And then I realized, not everybody finds it easy to fit in clothes that they feel comfortable in, that they kind of want to express themselves in. So slowly, I think once I started managing a store, I started helping people find their way through their own fashion, and it made me really feel comfortable. Like, okay, I think I have something going for me in terms of fashion. And I was managing the store on the street of Mount Royal, so it's not too far from here. And when it wasn't busy in the winter months, my boss used to tell me, Bianca, when it's not busy and you're two in the store, you guys can try on clothes in the back and make it seem like there's people in the store and take pictures and post them on your Instagram accounts. Don't worry, feel free to do so. And then from there, I started posting on my stories a whole bunch of outfits. Come to Kuka, look at the fun new collections we got. And I think I got really good positive responses from that. And that's really what started getting me going on Instagram, because I realized it was a great platform to kind of reach out to people and have them excited about fashion and get inspiration. That was long, I'm sorry.
Hi, so my name is Yulia and I was born in Russia. I immigrated with my parents here about 13 years ago, so that's where my accent is from. And I started blogging about 7 years ago when Instagram just started. It was very different back then, so I like connecting with other people who like fashion back then, who like photography, food photography as well. And then I saw an opportunity in that. I started working with brands, and I thought it was really fun. I was getting some free stuff, that I like. And then it transformed into like fashion for social media as well. So for the last year, I worked as a social media manager. And then I started my own social media agency. So feel free to ask questions.
Hi everyone, my name is Dany. I was born and raised here. I basically started fashion just for the fun of it because I dressed like any emo teens back in the age of 14, like long shorts, long shirts, sneakers. But I started watching Suits and eventually stumbled upon Kingsman. And I started getting into menswear a lot more, so I started dressing up more and more, and eventually I got to a point where I started working as a made-to-measure specialist and fabric consultant at Somazura. Now I work as a consultant on the side. I'm also a photographer, and I have 2 companies currently, Renaissance and Regiment of Kings. On top of that, my journey to social media was basically just posting a bunch of random pictures, give my phone to some friends, shoot this, shoot that. And eventually my friend said, hey, you should probably start giving some advice to some people. So I said, yeah, sure. So I opened my blog. I started writing a lot more. I started posting a lot more suits. But my blogs were like 2,000 words long. And you know me, I can barely read a book. So it was kind of hard to write. But yeah, that was my journey. Hope you guys enjoy the conference.
Awesome, I love it. So now I'd really like to get some tactical advice from you. I'd like, as an entrepreneur myself, I know that the hardest thing is actually getting started with just finding your idea, just jumping, making that jump. So I'd like to know exactly what was the jump? Tell me about the jump. For example, you told me that you started on Instagram. How did you start coming up with ideas? For Julia, where did you set up a website? Was it WordPress? I want to know the jump that got you started. You want to start, Dany?
Yeah, sure, why not? What I give to people is just do it. No ideas will come by if you don't actually do it. So the thing is that all of us here, we've worked hard to get where the point we are. But it didn't come from one day to another. We started something, it didn't work. Nothing will ever work on the first try. If it works on the first try, then yeah, good on you. But nothing ever works on the first try. So the thing I tell people is just start it. As you go on with it, you can refine it slowly and slowly to get it to where you are. And eventually, it's gonna pop up. It's gonna blow up. You're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. But just start it. Nothing comes. A lot of people all around here just say, I have an idea to do this, I have an idea to do that, but nothing comes by. So at the end of the day, just start your ideas, start slowly but surely, and eventually you'll get there.
So I agree with Dany a lot. Like the best advice I think is like just get started and try not to be too much a perfectionist, because that was always one of my mistakes at the beginning. I always wanted to get that perfect picture of me. Like I was always like arguing with my boyfriend at the time or my friends, like this picture, I look fat here, like I look disgusting, like no one would like this picture, or it's like it's not sharp enough, or like exposure is not good. But like social media, like being a blogger is not about that at all. It's about more connecting with people, sharing your experience, like giving them advice. So that's it.
Yeah, so I have to agree with what always just said. You definitely just need to start somewhere, whether that's taking a picture of yourself, asking a family member to take a picture of you if social media and photography is where you want to go. I think on my end I was lucky because I actually studied communications. Well, I'm finishing actually, I'm undergrad now. Studied communication, so I was able to network with a lot of people that love photography, that love video, that were all creatives, and really were always looking for people who would either need to be an extra in a video or be their model. So I think I was able to make a good network in university, and from there I started reaching out to people. You know what, I think this would be a good start for me, seeing that I'm a manager at a store. Like, I need someone to maybe take pictures for me, and from there I became more comfortable with myself. And of course, my boyfriend too started taking my pictures as well. So from there, I think it just like worked out for me in that way. So I'm very lucky.
Alright, so yeah, basically, I couldn't agree more with what everyone said. I want to go to a point that Dany said, where at the beginning, I don't want to say you're going to fail, but there are going to be roadblocks where you're going to come and you're going to realize, okay, this may not be me. Like, I thought, when I first got into, let's say, clothing, when I was in 2012, 2013, I don't know if anybody else thinks this way, but when you think of men's fashion, for me, by default, I thought of suits, right? So, like, I was trying to, try and make suits look good, and I was buying these different blazers and slack pants and dress shoes, and it came to a point where I'm like, hey, this is not for me. Like, I don't really mess with the whole suit thing. So that was after, like, about a year of doing, like, half, like, semi-casual and half, like, suits, and, like, I'm like, well, this freaking sucks. Like, I just spent like a year posting photos of stupid suits, and now I don't even want to do it anymore. So I was like, I'm sorry, guys, but like, so that's just one of the things where I didn't have to like start over, but I'm like, all right, so this is fun. Like, posting photos is fun. Like Yulia said, getting like sponsored stuff is fun, but I don't want to start getting suits. I don't want to start getting like Ethan of Sweden shirts, and that's not for me. Like, I want to grow an audience that looks at me as like a street style type of person, right? So I kind of started to venture more into that, and it was a completely different thing. Like, it's still in the domain of men's fashion, but it's a different branch. So I did a year of, I'm not gonna say it was a failure, it was a learning experience, but for me it was more about growing a following who, when they thought of street style in Montreal, they thought of me, right? I didn't want to, like, Dany has the suit thing locked down. Like, he's like the one you look to if you're looking for something like that. And I wanted to be more like the other end. So yeah, don't be afraid to start, because if you never start, you'll never go anywhere. So yeah.
You make a living. How do you fund your lifestyle? Is it through brand sponsorship? Do you sell products? How do you do it? Again, don't be shy to share the numbers, how many sponsorships you get, what do you charge? We're counting on you.
Oh, God. I'm like the worst here.
Okay, whatever.
So we already know each other before coming here, actually. Just to give you guys a heads up.
Yeah, we're already all like buddies. So for me, I don't do I don't want to call it influencing, but like Instagram, like full time. I actually have a job that I have, like a day job. I do this mostly on like whenever I have time. So after work, it's a little bit hard in the winter because it gets dark at around like 4 o'clock. So it's kind of hard to shoot like at 4 o'clock when it's dark. But in the summer, like I'm always out shooting with my buddy Simon. He's in the front. My girlfriend over here. So yeah, as far as brand sponsorships, when I first started out, like I always saw these huge influencers. This is like in 2012, getting like a bunch of this and a bunch of that, and paid sponsorship with so and so. And I'm like, how do I get that? Like that's like I'm doing all the same things. Like I'm posting photos. Like I'm using the freaking hashtags. Like how is this gonna work for me? And it gets frustrating, but you have to kind of just like tough it out, and your turn will come, and mine did. Unfortunately, now I feel like the influencer space is it is saturated. There is still space to make a living if you're if you started to take your audience a lot more seriously years and years and years ago. I think it's a little bit easier to make a living off that today. If you're just starting out now, it's going to be really hard. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be very difficult. No, it really is. Like I'm not here to I don't think anyone's here to kind of sugarcoat the whole thing. Like it's the truth, And yeah, there are. I do a lot of paid sponsorships. It's not enough to, let's say, sustain my like lifestyle. Unfortunately, you want to know what numbers for real? Like, is that a thing?
Real number.
Real numbers? Okay. Well, the biggest sponsorship I did, I'm not gonna mention the brand, but the biggest sponsorship I did, it was like basically a box full of clothing, about maybe like half the size of this thing. Like it was a really big box, and I had to choose. I think it was 3 or 4 outfits, and it was like a month-long campaign. So every week I had to post like 1 or 2 photos per outfit. Daddy, don't say a word. And it was nice. I got $500 for that. It was really good. Like I didn't even ask for that. Like I would have taken the clothes for free. Like I wouldn't have cared getting paid because it was a brand that I loved. So that was just one of the few. And I remember the first time that I ever got paid to post a photo on my Instagram, I was in awe. Like I was like in heaven. And it wasn't a lot. I think it was like $60. It was like I think 2 years ago, and it was the best day of my life. So I'm like if this can really be a thing, then I'm gonna take this more seriously. And I think I've been taking it very seriously until now. And I hope to continue this and pursue this long term and see where it takes me.
Could you repeat the question before I move on? I was so like getting involved in what he was saying. I'm like the best day of your life. I'm just kidding.
It's basically how do you make money?
Okay, so I knew some woman would love in the audience there. That's a great question because I think the only time I actually started getting paid was actually this year. And I had a job the whole time when I started going into the whole social media route. So I was a manager. I made sure the entire time I had a full-time job behind the scenes. So half the time that I've been on social media, you knew what I was doing. I think the last few months I've been in a totally different domain that no one knows on my social media. So I actually just have a full-time job like everyone else. It's very regular. Like, I don't want to say boring, but in terms of getting paid on social media, the most that I've ever been paid is $250 for a post. It wasn't in fashion actually, it was more lifestyle. And I think that comes really with time. And what brands look for the most is kind of like, not only what you represent in terms of like, are you lifestyle, are you fashion, but who you are as a person and the values that you have. And I think in terms of brands looking towards you, that's what they kind of value and they'll target you for that reason. Because I think the collaboration that I got at that price was because they also knew who I was because they had followed me from the very beginning. And they thought, hey, I think this would be a great collaboration for you. I would love for you to be a part of it. So I don't know how to give more detail than that. But it does take time and you do have to grow your following and you have to be very on it. So very on your page. So yeah.
Thank you. So for the first 5 years of my blogging journey, I had a full-time job in accounting, finance, so not related to fashion. I would work for companies in like construction and that I hated, you know. And I passed by through the office that I worked at and I looked at it as jail, you know. Like I really hated it. So that's why also I guess I had that like creative side that I wanted to express outside of my 9-to-5 job. So in terms of monetizing, now that I'm like a social media manager, most of my income comes from that, and blogging is just a side income. In terms of like money for a post, usually for my size of a blogger, which is about 10K right now, it's like $75 to $100 a post, or it could be an exchange of services or like clothing items or accessories for like $200, $300. Like it really varies from brand to brand, their budget, or like if I reach out to them or they reach out to me. Usually I have more control when brand reach out to me or it's an agency. And if I reach out to them, means basically I wanted more, you know, because I really like that specific brand. So I'm willing to do work for like less money or like less value just because I like it so much.
All right, my turn. I have no idea where to start. So, as most of you probably, as most of my friends know, I dropped out of school, and the only reason why I'm not in school anymore because I keep forgetting to sign up for school. How I make a living. So, I have two companies. I'm mostly a food photographer and a product photographer. I have my production company that takes care of shooting pictures and videos, and I have a branding company that takes care to change the image of companies. So that's where I get most of my money. But I also went through many routes where I became a barber, I became a style consultant. You know, it was a basic cluster of things to do. In terms of Instagram, for me, it's mostly, I don't really mind getting free products because a lot of companies don't reach out to me to give me products and do collaboration because if you read my caption, it's not really, I'd say, advertisement friendly. So a lot of times, companies send me hair products and face products because we're all in our 20s and we're kind of broke, so I can't afford skincare. So I don't mind posting pictures for skincare, but I think the biggest, generally speaking, if someone reached out to me, it'd be within the realm of $50-$60 for a sponsored post. But the biggest I've ever gotten, and it's actually a funny story, was a bag from Coach. I was playing pool with my friend one day, and I got an email, and I read it's like Coach X Dapper Card collaboration. And I thought the email was fake at first. I was like, ain't no way no one's gonna send me a Coach bag, until I saw they made a typo in my name, so I knew it was a human that actually typed an email. And then fast forward 2 weeks later, after I accepted the offer, my mom called me, swearing to me in Vietnamese, saying what did I order from the internet. And I came back home, there was a nice Coach bag, and to be honest, that bag was around $500 and I got it for free for 3 pictures. So that's probably one of the best stories I've had from Instagram.
You're all probably really embedded in the fashion niche. I'd like to know what's the growing trend. If I was someone who was jumping into fashion right now, what's something that you have your eyes on? Is it menswear? Is it eye accessories?
It's probably embarrassing. I probably should know. Okay, you guys just start.
And that's like answer for girls. One of my obsessions right now is hair clips. I think it's very like cute and Instagrammable, and all of my blogger friends, we all share the same fashion kind of right now. Also for like fashion, I think like Crocs, affects, ankle boots. What else? Yeah.
I'm thinking of what I'm wearing. So definitely the barrettes. So like the pro barrettes, like the gold earrings, similar to the ones that you're wearing now. And what was I going to say?
It's like blades as well, like blazers, everything. That's what you're wearing right now.
What about that?
Oh, okay.
Alright, on to menswear. So I'm mostly into classic menswear. There's a lot of trends going on. They keep dying and coming back and dying and coming back, and I don't know how to stop it. So what's really into nowadays for guys especially, it's roll back 20, 30 years into like black and white pictures of menswear, pleated pants, double-breasted jackets, large ties, different colored jackets like brown, like stuff you don't see, like not blue, not gray. It's like different colors. Like if you want to see good menswear things, Korea, Japan, those are like the rising kind of countries when it comes to fashion because their style is just exceptional. Anything you see at PT Uomo, kind of throw it outside the box because they're what we call peacocks. They just show up there in like 20-degree weather with 2 overcoats and a scarf, and I just don't understand how they're not dying of heat. But a lot of the tailors in Japan and Korea are actually very like pioneers of fashion nowadays, where if you want to be really relevant in menswear, take a look at what they're doing. But other than that, what I say in generality in menswear, whatever you wear, regardless if it's like thin lapels, you know, sneakers, short pants, crop pants, whatever you like, as long as you feel comfortable wearing what you like, you're gonna look awesome. Don't let anyone ever tell you that otherwise.
I think it's working, right? I think the only two things that I can think of right now that are really, look, they're things I like. I don't know if they're really trending that much, but I know that neon colors for guys, like I know like a lot of people are wearing a lot of neon jackets, neon shoes. Like I have a pair of really bright yellow Air Force Ones on my house. My girlfriend got for me. I also have like a really big oversized pink neon sweater. And I just think that when I first started getting into fashion and clothing, like street style, like more or less, I was dressing more like dark, you know, like just neutral colors, like white, black, gray, whatever. And over the last like year, I would say that I kind of transitioned to more like colorful clothing. And I'm not saying to go out dressing like a freaking rainbow, but like, you know, if you have like, let's say, like one item that kind of stands out more from the rest, I think it adds like a bit of a bit of spice to the outfit, not to keep it like boring and bland, but to add a bit of color and it makes it look really cool. And I think the other thing, I think this has been really big for girls for a long time, but like pump shoes. I know, yeah, there you go, see. I know a couple of brands, like if you look at brands like Balenciaga or let's say Calvin Klein or Moschino, whoever you want to look at, a lot of them will have like the big chunky dad shoe, and then now they have the chunky dad shoe as a platform. So it's like really going above and beyond. So I think you can look really sick if you have like a chunky dad shoe type of pump or like a neon shirt, you look really dope. So yeah.
All right, so the one last question before we wrap things up and then go to the Q&A. A lot of brands were built on YouTube. A lot of brands were built on Facebook. A lot of brands have been built on Instagram. What's the next step? Where's the next? And like, it could be one sentence answer. What do you think is next?
LinkedIn.
No.
LinkedIn maybe, if that's what, I'm not really big on LinkedIn. I know I've heard about that actually, like LinkedIn is like the next, maybe not for like what we do, but like I know LinkedIn is like probably one of the next platforms to like build your professional profile. Not to say Instagram is professional, but like, you know, you guys know what I mean. I know that TikTok is kind of really booming now. One of our friends, Goody, actually, I'm gonna shout him out. Oh, I didn't even know. Okay, well, anyways, I'm gonna speak on behalf of our buddy Goody. He started, I think, TikTok like 4 months ago, and he has like I think 500K like followers right now. So as far as brand building, 600, okay, well, whatever it is, and that's in a very short period of time. That's like. A lot of people are saying that like TikTok at the state it is now, it's where Instagram was in 2011, where it was very easy to grow, easy to gain traction. The algorithm is not very mature in that sense, so it's easy to have a larger reach with a small amount of followers. So I would say professionally LinkedIn, and for the same thing that we're doing on Instagram, I think TikTok is the next big thing. I'm not on TikTok. I mean I am, but like I don't take it seriously, so I probably shouldn't. Probably shouldn't.
Yeah, so I have to agree with that. I definitely think it's going towards TikTok. I think in terms of growth, it's definitely good to have a YouTube page because like photos are becoming like they're static and people are leaning more towards video. Of course, TikTok, it's a platform where it's just videos. So similar to Instagram, you have like your own feed. And TikTok's like more funny videos with music and it's like you really get to see somebody's humor. So I think in terms of like people, like, I think we all kind of relate in some way in terms of how we find things funny. Like, it's a lot easier to relate to somebody that, like, you made a joke and, like, I find it funny and it's like, you kind of have that similarity between each other and it's like, okay, that, like, attraction towards that person. So it's like, if you come across a TikTok page and you share the same humor as somebody, it's very easy to want to kind of follow them and see what they're up to, right? Because you kind of connect to that person in some way, which I think that was the goal of Instagram, right? It's either like you follow that person because like you share similarities or you have inspiration from that person. So I think in terms of like TikTok, it's leaning towards like more humor, like having fun, video taking, because I know privately we all take videos of ourselves either doing something really funny or like doing something funny to like whoever we're living with. Like I've seen plenty from my little cousins and I'm telling you, they're all over YouTube and TikTok right now. So I think that's definitely where we're headed.
So I agree with Bianca. I think TikTok and YouTube, since videos are just generally more engaging, you know, for the audience. So people relate to you more, they get to know you on a different level. Instagram is more like about photographers still, even though we have like stories and stuff like that we can share each LinkedIn, I don't think that much for like fashion blogging right now because it's more like professional oriented, like I'm not sure. So that's it, like for me, videos right now, I feel like it's very time consuming, like to edit, to film, it takes a lot of time, especially if you're very new to this. So I'm more about the Instagram.
Can I cut you this here? What about blogging? What's the state of blogging right now?
So at the state, oh?
Is it a good idea to start a blog in 2020?
A blog? I agree with Carmelo, like right now it's a lot harder than it was 5 years ago because the algorithm is not the same. Like right now it would take a lot more work, creating organic engagement, like reaching out to brands, like it's just a lot harder to get visible right now because the order is no longer chronological and there is more competition as well. There's a lot more bloggers and everyone saw an opportunity in that. So I guess, yes, if you're really passionate about that and you're ready to put in all the work and your time in that, then I would say yes.
I want to interject 1 second. I know that like back in the day, like I used to read this blog. I don't know if you guys know Marcel Flores. He's like a really big Instagrammer. He has like 500K. Anyways, he started blogging in 2011. And the blog posts were fairly large, like Dany's, like 1,000, 2,000 words, and people would read them. You know, like I would read them. But I don't think anybody now is going to be reading 2,500 word blogs about pair of shoes you bought. Like, you know, that was a thing years ago because it was so new. Like, why did this guy buy these shoes? Like, where can I get these shoes? Why does he like them? Now it's like, okay, these are nice. Where do I get them? And even like on Instagram captions, like. They used to be like, for me, I think they used to be a lot longer. And now you'll see like anything longer than 3 lines, I don't read. I don't know about you guys, but like I just think that as far as blogging in the writing sense, like to write an article about photos, I don't think it's really gonna be a thing in the future. And yeah, that's my thing.
I just want to add to Carmelo. Yeah, sorry. Because yes, I think blogging, like having an actual website as a blog doesn't make a lot of sense right now. Like creating a website on WordPress or Wix, because people don't want to leave the platform a lot right now. They want to see everything on the platform, like within Instagram, for example. Like they want to see what you're doing in the day, and like they want to read and like see what you wear in the day, what you eat, where you go, what you hang out with, like all in one place. So I would say if you're thinking about creating a blog, it's better to just like create a longer captions and like say what you want to say within the Instagram post or like Instagram story.
All right, so you guys got lucky because this is actually my job to brand companies. So let's shotgun through every single platform real quick. TikTok, 100% conversion rate. So not conversion rate is, like there's like an 100% engagement rate because you don't choose which videos you look at, you stumble across them. So every single person that goes across your video will look at your video regardless. And on top of that, the UX and UI design of TikTok is designed so that if you like the video, you can follow the person immediately or like the thing. Also, TikTok demographic within 16-year-old easily. So if your content is, I'm a dentist, I'm boring, I fix teeth, try to make it fun so that a 12-year-old would want to bring their parents to your thing. So that's TikTok. LinkedIn, more professional. That's where you connect to a lot of like professionals. The use of LinkedIn is more used to, for example, if you want certain professional contacts. If you're a blogger and you're just like, hey, this guy I know owns a brand of clothing somewhere, I might reach out to him eventually. That's useful to have a large network. Instagram's kind of like iffy nowadays because everyone and their uncle can join Instagram and just post whatever. The thing about Instagram is that's where you post your best stuff. It can do videos, photos, But Instagram nowadays is just a platform that is the easiest. Therefore, if it's the easiest, might not be the best platform out there, but some people still succeed on it. YouTube. YouTube nowadays is turning slowly into TV. A lot of people go on YouTube, and YouTube facilitates that by having the autoplay. So if your channel is made, for example, as a TV show where every once a week you post content, and someone who stumbles across your channel can go, oh, next episode, next episode, next episode, they can binge watch for 3 hours. So if you want to start YouTube, definitely look towards more posting consistently. Your content might be trash, no offense, but if it has a bit of consistency in it and you post every single week, even stuff that is very redundant, as in how to tie a tie, how to iron a shirt, and you have a series of that, people can binge watch through it and they're gonna follow you for more content. What else platform do we have?
Facebook.
Facebook. Remember, Facebook loves Facebook. Everyone on Facebook wants to say on Facebook. How many of you have ever seen a link on Facebook, click, and then decided to click on it? Nobody wants to click a link outside of Facebook. They want to click on a video, they want to click on a picture. So whatever content you do has to stay within Facebook and cannot be recycled from any other social media platforms you have. But if you have a YouTube channel, feel free to just put the video directly on your page. Also, Facebook, the best thing is that it's easily shareable with people. They can post on their page, they can send to people, they can send through Messenger, they can tag people, that's very strong. So any content that is engaging, that forces people to actually want to look at your content will be better for Facebook. Now blogging. Blogging is kind of a dying world, but it's still very useful for a lot of people who are looking for i.e. travel destination or other things. So if, for example, you're a higher income person and you don't want to go through Instagram, you don't want to go through YouTube to look at the best travel destination, you're gonna type on YouTube, on Google, top 10 best travel destination if I have $1 million. And that's where blogging comes in useful, because if you write these top 4, top 5 best pieces, fashion advices, and you're good at your SEO and good at branding, you can eventually make those pages pop up and convert these people from your Instagram, from your blog to your Instagram to your YouTube. But at the end of the day, what I tell people, it's not a culmination of one. It's what I call divide and conquer. It's try to take every platform by storm, small at a time. If you see a platform is growing, put a bit more effort into it. So as you put more effort into it, you'll see that one platform is growing more. Some people grow on blogs, some people grow on LinkedIn. I have a friend who has like 500 likes on his picture every time he posts. So it's more, have a culmination of all platform, and eventually as you go on and on, you'll find a platform that's good for you, but you'll have a bunch of other platforms to also help you out. Oh, I forgot Twitter. Twitter is a conversational app. No one wants to see pictures or long text on Twitter. Twitter is the best app for you to talk to your audience. So if you have a lot of people on Instagram who wants to DM you or anything, bring them back to Twitter so they can send small questions, small things, and then eventually you can answer those small things really quickly and people can chime in into the conversation. That's where Twitter shines. But every platform has their pros and cons. You just have to find out your demographic, your brand, what you want to promote, and then split them all across all platforms equally until you find something that pops up.
I'd like to move the conversation to a Q&A. If anyone has a question, feel free to raise your hand. And also feel free to ask your question to anyone specifically or to the whole audience. And for you guys, please try to keep the answer shorter than 2 minutes.
Ok, moi j'ai une question. Est-ce que vous pouvez, on est juste comme, on a moins d'influence, mais donnez-nous vos Instagram, là, on va vous faire plein de follow-up, là, ça peut être cool là, pour vous autres.
Yeah. You want to do it?
We're just gonna write them on the Instagram page of Influencers Unite. We're gonna tag everyone. All right. So you can also follow Influencers Unite too. So, question.
I have a question for the consistency that you were talking about it.
how many times, I don't know, how many times a day or how many times a week do you think you should post that now that you have already like an influence? And how many times should someone that doesn't have such a big influence should post to kind of like have the same, to grow to your level? That's kind of
There's two schools of thoughts when it comes to that. A lot of people will say post once a day, but in that once a day, a lot of people end up posting whatever. So content that is not good and just to fill up that posting schedule. Another school of thought is from my good friend Tiffany Lai, if you guys don't know. She chooses to post every single post with a purpose. So then every single audience, every single member of her audience can understand and kind of connect themselves with that post. So there's two strategies here. If you can go by volume or by quantity. They both work. I can't tell you which one works better. I've seen people that post 4 times a day. They rack up a crazy audience, but at the end of the day, you're just posting whatever. You're not really building your brand image. You're just throwing extra like fluff to like help your page grow. But if you post quality, that forces you to think a lot more. If you guys should have like a post scheduler, something to help you schedule your post once in a while, that helps you kind of like think of what's next to post and have a schedule. So I'm sorry, this is not the greatest answer ever. Try both of them, and then as you post more pictures, what I recommend you is post more often at the beginning and have your analytics turned on. Once you have your analytics turned on, just the sheer volume of you posting, you'll gain massive data on what you want to post, and then from there you can switch to quality, post on these adequate times with the best image you have.
Exactly. Question?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Do you guys see the decrease of the organic reach on Instagram? The organic reach on Instagram is getting louder, like decreasing. Do you guys see
It's decreasing.
Yeah.
It's decreasing. No, yeah, I don't know. I don't work at Instagram. I don't know anybody who works there. I don't know why it's decreasing. I remember back in the day, like you would see your photos that of people you follow in chronological order. So it was really easy to see. Like it would be like 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, and you would go down the line and like see who you follow, see their posts, like, comment, do your thing, and then you were done. But now, if you go on the platform, you see photos from an hour ago. Then the next photo was 30 seconds ago. The next photo was 9 hours ago. So the reason they do that is because they're showing you content that they think you're gonna like the most, based on the things you already follow and based on the things you already like and comment on. I think it's a bit dumb. I don't really think it does like limit the reach, like you said. I think that's one of the I wouldn't call it a mistake. There's for sure like a beneficial reason why Instagram did that. They're not like let's screw over our users. Like there's for sure a reason why they do that. I don't see any logical reason why they would do that. Like, why would I not want to see my friend's picture? If your friend doesn't post that often and they happen to post that one time a week, like I still want to see their picture. Like just because they don't post often, it means I don't comment often, I don't like often, but then I'm not going to see their photo at all, which I think is kind of dumb. Yeah. So, and I fall victim too. Like I've seen people like, oh, like I haven't seen your photos in 3 months. What are you talking about? Like I post every day. Like how do you not see my photos in 3 months? Yeah. I don't know why that's a thing, but I guess it is. I don't know.
So you guys have to understand that Instagram is owned by Facebook. Facebook is a corporation. They want to make money. So they're going to prioritize anything with sponsored ads. So that's why nowadays what you guys have to understand is that Instagram, Facebook is not your friend. They're going to prioritize whoever will pay them more money. Just do a simple test, go like 6 pictures of a car, then open your Explore page. You'll see that all the top posts that appears on your Explore page are all people that are 100K, 1 million, 2 million, 5 million followers, because they're the people who brings the money to Instagram. So, by that mean, a lot of people have to kind of, they have to bring in bots and help them grow, and that kind of decrease the organic reach. So what I'm saying is that try to build your brand not by exterior organic, but more local organic. Because once you grow your brand locally, these people can share your brand externally. But if you share your brand to someone in like Kazakhstan, no one in Kazakhstan is gonna care about you. Let's be honest. So that's the thing. Yes, organic reach is decreasing slowly, but you have to counter it and play it smart. You have to go around the system. Don't count on Instagram to be your friend and make your post pop up in front. You have to make sure that you will pop up, because those people that are like 1 million followers, they can hire people to make their post pop up, but you have to play the game with them.
So Facebook is not my friend.
What's your engagement rate? Based on the followers that they have?
Oh, mine is trash.
Yeah. Because I know that it went down to 10%, right?
I know that was a real rule of thumb a couple of years ago. Like 10% was like the standard you would want to have for your page. Recently, it dropped down to, let's say, 3. So like 3 is the standard, between like 2.5 and I think 4 is like really good. I'm sitting at around 2.5, 3, which is okay. And unfortunately for me, this is full disclosure, I haven't posted a photo in about 3 weeks. And the reason for that is I'm trying to see where I want my like brand images to like go towards. I've been recently like really dark feed, very moody, but I'm looking to change that. So as a result, my engagement rate is going to take a bit of a toll when I start posting, because like I said before, I haven't posted in a while, so not everyone's going to see my post when I first get started up. But it does fluctuate. Like some people will have 8% on a photo, the next person will have 4%, 2%. So it really depends on how consistent you are and how much your audience likes your photos.
I would say a few months ago, I actually posted a picture, and it was to do more with my hair. And I used specific hashtags, and I don't know what it was about this picture, but it ended up getting 50,000 impressions. I got 4,100 something likes. I haven't looked back to see where that's at now. So what I did was I posted a similar picture using the same hashtag, same strategy in my mind I thought I did. And the rate, I think I ended up getting 500 likes on that picture. I have been posting less for sure, because like I'm finishing up school, I'm getting a job, so like there's a lot going on, so I've been posting less for sure. So I'm not sure how that ties into consistency, but you definitely see like organically, like in terms of engagement rate, like it's really went down. And that post was completely organic. I don't even know how it went that like it got that exposure. I remember even telling Carmelo like, oh my god, what is going on? He's like, you're going viral. I'm like, I don't think so, but
It was a very nice picture.
well, but same
Because you took it.
No, I actually did it. This was a selfie. Was it?
It was.
Oh, yeah,
I was in the library. I was like, yeah.
Sorry. I just want to jump the ball because I'm not in the fashion world at all. I work for a major in the music industry. So I'm just wondering, like in the same topic of losing influence and organic reach, would you try to use hashtags or jump out of the fashion world to gain another kind of organic reach? For example, you talk about hair, that's fashion, but would you talk about, for example, the AMAs or the Grammys or like Lizzo's little purse that's like in the music world? Would you do that to reach another kind of organic followers?
I definitely think that's a strategy for sure, because even when I worked as a social media account manager, that was one of the strategies that we used to grow organically, because technically if you're promoting fashion and then like you're hitting what's trendy in that moment, like in terms of events, if there's the Golden Globes on, you want to post about it because that's what's trending on Instagram right now, right? So everybody's on Instagram looking at what's happening. So tying into your question, if there's like a little handbag from Louis Vuitton that's popular, that's new, that would be a great strategy to use if you're like in fashion. Same goes for music. Like if there's like a new song, like the new Selena song that just went on, I'm telling you, on Instagram, I saw all kinds of posts about that Selena song, but that's what was trending on Instagram. So on the Explore page, I would see more of that. But I would definitely say that's a strategy for sure.
Perfect, so that was the last question. Let's take one more question, because That's my girlfriend, so.
If you could improve one thing about Instagram, what would it be? Take your time.
Maybe like 30-second answer.
One thing.
One. Okay, if I could improve one thing about Instagram, I would want the 2011 algorithm back, because knowing what I know now, like I think we would all really kill it on, and I think all of you guys would too, like knowing the state of how hard it is to grow an audience now organically. If I was back in 2011, man, like that's it, like game over. So, and that's what I would change. 2011 algorithm, yeah.
I was gonna say the same, like going back to Panel and order. Like that was so fun because then it's like you also know like all the friends you're following, you know what they're doing like 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. Isn't like I know Instagram was saying, oh, we have to go back to making it more about like your friends and your social life, but that's how you would do that, you know? Like going back, what are my friends doing today? Well, I would go on Instagram to see that. Now I don't do that. Like I don't see that.
Disappearing likes.
Oh, disappearing likes. I don't think that's a problem, honestly. Like, I get it. And in terms of, like, younger generations wanting to be, like, the whole, like, influencing, getting a lot of likes, like, I see where there's a lot of problems arising and, like, a lot of contradictions in terms of, like, how that's going. We have our analytics in the back end regardless. Like, you could tell on our page if we're kind of, like, the feed that you want to engage with if you're a brand. So it's, like, the disappearing likes, I don't think that's found. You still get the same analytics at the end of the day on the back end. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree about the algorithm. Like it was much better, even for me as a user before, because now like a lot of like content that I don't even interact with pops up in my feed. So like if I want to see, let's say my friends post, I have to go to their profiles and see if they posted or not. Like it's very inconvenient and like time consuming. I know like from Melissa there's obviously a reason for that, like it's a commercial reason. But for me, even just as a user, not as a content creator, like it's not as fun as it used to be. So
That's a very loaded question. To be honest, personally, I wouldn't change Instagram. I like the way it is. If you go back to the previous algorithm, it's gonna make it easier for everyone. What happens when everything's easy? Everyone's gonna blow up, everyone's gonna pop up, and then you fall into another vicious circle of, hey, if everyone's popular, how do you make yourself stand out? So if now that Instagram's putting us on a level playing field, well, not a level playing field, like certain people are pop up, but it's just to learn about it and play with it until you get popular. But I think the biggest thing that I would change about Instagram is kind of their algorithm that makes it so that once you follow someone, 4 of their pictures pop up at the same time. I don't want to look like a stalker, like liking a picture and then liking 4 things. That's just kind of annoying for me. And also the disappearing like posts from my friends. I don't even see his posts anymore. But then again, he hasn't posted for 3 months, so 2 months, 2 weeks. So.
Weeks.
But yeah, that's me.
All right, perfect. So thank you for all our panelists. Is it short?
It's very short. I think we're so like crippled by like the algorithm and the organic reach that is allowed.
Use the mic. Use the mic.
Oh yeah, sorry. I think we're so crippled by the organic reach and the amount of likes that we could potentially get, but we always forget about how our content is being standardized. So I come from fitness. I also have a clothing brand now, and I think a lot of people that start on Instagram, Facebook, IG, like YouTube, whatever, don't consider the fact that like the competition's insanely high now, and that your piece of content that you used to put up in 2014, 15, and you haven't done any change to that type of content, of course you're going to be commoditized. You're just getting competed out of the market because you're doing the same shit all the time.
Yep.
Where I noticed that the organic reach and the engagement super high is in the artists. The creative's a variable. The artists have insane organic reach and insane amount of likes, and it's because they're just so unique. Anyways, that's it.
That was a great ending. Thank you very much. Thank you again for our sponsors. If you have any questions, so yeah, we're gonna slowly transition into a networking. Talk to the person on your left. Patrick has to say something.
Can you do one now?
Yeah, we're gonna do the human, but we're gonna play a game actually together. Hugo, did you have anything that you want to add before we play the game?
Yeah, I just want to add. Thank you guys. Merci, Dany. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate Bianca, Carmelo. Just before we go to the networking, my name is Hugo Prince. I'm the founder of Preziuso tonight. And just to make sure, because guys, we cannot change the past. Instagram 2011 is done. I just want to make sure here that you have to look at LinkedIn, because I know, guys, I know we didn't talk about LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is 2011 Instagram right now. So for those that want to start their own brand, whatever is passion, music, entrepreneurship, whatever, you have to start posting on LinkedIn. I'm a huge fan of LinkedIn because I know I got a lot of views, I post my stuff on LinkedIn and it's huge. And most of you guys, you don't understand LinkedIn. It's not only about business, it's about success. You can talk about anything on LinkedIn as long as you understand the platform. And also you have to look at TikTok. Yeah, so Dany wants to add something, but listen, today is LinkedIn and it's TikTok. When I say to people post on LinkedIn, you know what they say? It's too serious for me. It's not for me. And when I say post on TikTok, you know what they say? It's too silly for me. It's too fun. I don't understand. And I say, do you have the money to grow your brand on Instagram and Facebook? I don't have the money, so I don't understand, guys. There's organic reach on LinkedIn, there's organic reach on TikTok, and you have to start posting because this is gonna end. I'm gonna take it from me, I'm gonna take it from my brand. And all of these guys, they're doing one thing, is branding. They all talk about themselves. You can go and look at the stories, and they talk about themselves, they talk about what they do, so you have to start posting on LinkedIn. Merci à tous ceux qui sont venus aujourd'hui. J'apprécie vraiment que vous étiez là. C'est un événement en anglais, en français. Dany, what do you have to say?
Well, just to add on his point on LinkedIn is that it's super accessible to reach high executive on LinkedIn. How many times will you run across the VP of Air Canada on Facebook?
No.
So that's the thing, or like on Instagram. So use your LinkedIn so you can connect to higher executives. For example, any of you who wants to start your brand, you design your brand eventually. You find the guy who managed sales at Simon's. You reach out to him. It's gonna be way easier than waiting to build your brand on Instagram and hoping to God they're gonna come up and say, hey, we wanna buy your products.
So much for sharing all this, and also thank you, Hugo, for emphasizing on TikTok and LinkedIn. I know a lot of people are still not on it, and we talk about it so often that it can be as much business that it can be for creatives. There's one app that no one talks about. It's so underrated, but it has such a strong influence, and you can actually post a lot of them. It's Google Maps. So come see me after. I'll tell you how it works. In terms of numbers and the influence you can do on Google Maps, it's out of this world. So come see me. I'll explain to you why. Google Maps. And then if you're eliminated, you have only one chance. We're gonna do a test. But after the test, you have one chance. If you're eliminated, you sit down. And the two last people standing, come see me. We'll give you a pass. Is it clear? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do a test. So please listen carefully. Again, we're going with a popular choice and not the right answer. So true or false? You have to post minimum once a day to stay on top of the algorithm game on Instagram. True or false? So if you think the answer is true, do a peace sign. If you think it's false, do a fist. And put it very high so we can all see. All right, so everyone who said it's false, please take a seat. Okay? But this was a test, so you can come back up. So now that we're all clear, so we're gonna continue the game. You should always change your hashtags from post to post. Shadow blocking is real on Instagram. So if you think it's true, you have to all play. If you're not playing, you're eliminated. So it's true or false? True? Everyone who said true, stand up, stay up, and everyone who said false, please take a seat. And you have to be honest, we're filming you guys, so you cannot cheat. Business accounts are more demanding as you need to spend ad money to get good reach. True or false? Not many players left, huh? All those who said false, you're right. All right, it's narrowing down. We have about 15 players left? Okay. Hashtags should not be placed on the main post, but only in the comments, because this makes it look needy and reduces your chance of discovery. True or false? Hashtags should not be placed on the main post, but only in the comments, because this makes it look needy and reduces your chance of discovery. True or false? Put your hands high enough.
Man, it doesn't hurt discovery.
Whoever doesn't answer is eliminated, just saying. Everyone who said true, please have a seat. We have 4 players left, about 5. Okay. This might be the last question. Let's see if it's gonna eliminate. Pictures. Everyone. Pictures should always be taken vertically to fit well on Instagram. True or false? Pictures should always be taken vertical, to fit well on Instagram. Okay. Everyone who said false, you win. Continue on. False. Yeah, I know, but it's the popular choice. It's popular survey. We don't make the answers. The follow-unfollow game is a great way to boost your followers. The follow-unfollow game is a great way to boost your followers. Like to follow someone and unfollow is a great thing to do. Is it true? You're out of the game. You're out. All right, so whoever said false, you win. So thank you so much, and continue networking. Whoever wants, come see me. Thank you.